What is going on, everyone, and welcome in to Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I am Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today. We got Gretzky Betskis and Franco the Banker. Franco, poo-poo on your face. All the poo-poo on your face. All of it. All of it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's pure pain for me today, I guess. That sucked pretty hard. It looked great. I looked like a damn genius after that first period. You know, Skinner let up a few goals, gets pulled going into the second. Power play was effective. Those were a couple of the points I pointed out. And then they just fell apart. It was weird though, man. Like it felt like Florida had like shut down after the first. I don't understand why you wouldn't just like continue to press. Like it after that penalty kill to start the second period, it just felt like it was all Edmonton and Florida was just trying to like defend a lead. I didn't really understand that logic. There was a lot of times where, you know, shifts went long and guys looked tired and they were kind of clinging. So I didn't really understand that strategy there. And then, I thought a lot of those goals were pretty soft, to be honest with you. The Nurse one was pretty bad. The Wallman one was pretty bad by Bob. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that situation. You think Bob would bounce back, but I don't know. Very interesting.
Yeah. There's one tweet that says from Adam Beasley, how dominant was that first period? Panthers outshot the Oilers 17-7, outhit them 11-5, and had 16 more scoring chances, including 10 more HDCS. And someone quote tweeted and said, "Who knew?" Do we know who that was?
Yeah. I said, I was right for one period. I was right for one period, man. I was dead on.
But you forgot to respond with the tweet saying, "Don't forget, boys, hockey is a 60-minute game."
Yeah. Apparently, Florida didn't get that memo. They just said, "Fuck it, we're done."
Well, and I mentioned it before the show. You had the script, but you forgot one key part of the script, and that is elite, undefeated goaltender Calvin Pickard would be coming in for your call of pulling Stuart Skinner. And you didn't quite factor in just how much of a game changer Calvin Pickard has become in this playoffs.
Clearly, I underestimated how elite he is. I mean, we talk about the greats, you know, Patrick Waugh, Martin Brodeur. He's right up there. Calvin Pickard. I don't know, you know, easy.
Yeah, I mean, we looked it up before the show, and the last goalie to go undefeated in the postseason was Jacques Plante back in 1960, going 8-0. Yep. Calvin Pickard could be on that list. 7-0 right now.
Pickard's doing it.
Yeah, I mean, he
could be on that list.
The series is over now, right? That's how it goes, right?
No. This is what he comes. This is what's going to happen is Florida's taking it tomorrow. Or Saturday. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Florida's taking Game 5 in Edmonton. Skinner back in net for Game 6 and 7. 2 shutouts. So,
they win?
Just like
wow.
Just a repeat.
Yeah, but I thought Stuart Skinner Game 4 was the only Stuart Skinner that had the superpower, right?
That was the anomaly. Yeah,
that was the logic, right?
Oh.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that. But yeah, it was like he hadn't lost a Game 4 in a while.
He was like, I think he was 4-0 or 5-0 with like 1.23 goals against average. So, I mean, technically he didn't lose that game, so he's still undefeated in Game 4s.
Yeah, that's true.
Good for him.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, Stuart Skinner career Game 4's career record 6-0, 1.26 goals against average. 0.955 save percentage, 2 shutouts. That narrative is going to take a hit.
Yeah,
that wasn't a great narrative at all.
Still undefeated though. So
yeah, still undefeated, and after Pickard lets in 5 tomorrow,
he's going to start the new narrative.
Game 6
for 2 straight.
Yeah, he's Mr. Game 6. That's correct.
Clearly.
Yeah, he's going to rewrite Stuart Skinner 6.
Yeah. We'll start with this. There's no way the Oilers are going back to Skinner in Game 5, correct? I've saw some people debate about it, but I was like, there's no way.
No.
There's no way they would.
0% chance.
Yeah. It would make absolute, yeah. Yeah, I feel like the locker room would just riot at that point.
Yep.
Yeah. Mitch Marner gone from Toronto. That's the rumor now. So he is open to the market before we get into Game 5. But Betsky, the rumor is Western Conference team, maybe somewhere with mountains.
No.
No.
Not going to happen. Not Marner. No.
You have inside sources elsewhere?
I think it's Anaheim or Vegas.
I mean, Anaheim just picked up Chris Kreider.
That's true.
So that was their big move this offseason. So they're done.
Yep.
No,
man. I mean, there's part of me that I think it would be incredible to have Marner. But, man, it's just like, it's one thing to get into the playoffs, but we're seeing what has to happen to keep on going. But then at the same time, it's like you just kind of wonder how he's going to be out of Toronto.
Yeah.
It's all up from here.
Yeah.
I don't get the Kreider move for Anaheim.
No.
I don't think he's like a culture fit for them. The young team that has like immense amount of talent. But like Kreider is not like, I feel like a rah-rah guy or like a guy that's going to go in and like be that spark plug in a team or a veteran presence to like get these guys to like show up. Like we've seen him disappear in the playoffs countless times.
The only argument I can make is that it will theoretically improve their power play. Otherwise, I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
I think it opens up for you to move Zegras without even being concerned of what he turns into if he improves anywhere else too. You just go, who cares? We have Marner now. But sorry, I skipped a skipped a beat there. I was thinking Marner still. Well, no, the whole thing is Drury is sending the Ducks like an extra $500,000 under the table to take these mistakes between Trouba and Kreider now.
They're trying to help them out a little bit. Like they need to sign some guys too. The Ducks, they have a lot of RFAs. I don't really understand why you're taking on like shitty contracts.
I agree with Dave that they need to sign more veterans, but I don't think Kreider is the veteran you want in that locker room. That's my only point. So I just don't think he's a guy you really want.
They need a defenseman who's a little bit older. I mean, Gudas is like your only.
They just got Trouba. That's fine.
Oh yeah, duh. God.
I mean, I think the problem for me is just that his even strength numbers. I think he ranked like 300th in the league. Around like they showed like the names he was around. It's like ridiculous. So he's just like a complete nothing for you for 90% of the game.
Yeah,
it's and like Anaheim's power play is not going to be what the Rangers was. So,
any updates into the Conn Smythe market?
Well, you're missing someone.
Let me see if I can draw. Can I draw on this?
Yeah.
Right, Calvin Picard in it. 150 to 1. 150 to 1.
150 to 1?
Mm-hmm.
I like those odds. No, the Draisaitl picture painting is a masterpiece, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we nailed that. If Edmonton wins it and he gets it, I believe we have like 5 clips of talking about how it would get done.
Yep.
And those are the big goal moments, and every time he has scored has been so impactful, whether it was setting the tone early in game 1, that insanely beautiful goal that McDavid set up in game 2. How about overtime winner in game 2? And now you got overtime winner in game 4. He had 2 goals last night, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he tie it and then win it? Or did he?
No. He only had one.
No, he only had one.
Yeah, it was just an OT.
Sorry.
Just the OT.
He had 2 assists prior to that, though.
Yeah. Draisaitl had his Conn Smythe graphic too of tie. I think he leads the NHL like most all-time game-winning goals in the postseason, right? With 4. Did he tie it, or he's the leader
in
now?
one? He's the most. He has 4 game-winning goals this playoffs.
That's a Conn Smythe graphic.
Wins and Draisaitl gets the Conn Smythe. I'll have 2 plus 850 tickets.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Our other show clipped that graphic or clip for you or whatever. That wasn't a sentence, but our other show made a clip of you talking about Draisaitl too. So you have that there.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
I need to go as Bob Ross this Halloween.
We were all talking. We were all talking about it in our group chat too, like before this series, because I think he was like 1,200 or something ridiculous.
12-1, yeah.
Yeah, because McDavid was so highly favored, and we're like, all right, well, why not take him? Just as a sprinkle, because they're the guys. It's those two and nothing else. The Florida side is a lot harder to project, especially with Bob, doing what he's done.
Well, unless Picard steals this, unless Picard comes in and
I don't like seriously. Let's be serious here. Let's be serious here.
Okay.
If Edmonton wins the next 2 games, like 4-1, say, is there any way Picard can win it? I don't see it. Like,
I just don't think he played enough games.
I think Draisaitl.
He would have went 9-0.
But I don't think it matters. I think you look at like Draisaitl is going to lead the entire playoffs in points. He's going to break the record for most game-winning goals. Like that alone, you're done.
Yeah. And I don't think the league necessarily wants to put Calvin Picard's name on the trophy.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to see it.
He hasn't lost a game.
But he hasn't started every game either.
No.
If we're trying to be as serious as we possibly can with this.
Draisaitl has taken some games off too. So did Picard.
He hasn't started.
If we're really going game for game here, like
Draisaitl has been a net negative more so than Picard.
Yeah. You really want to dive into the weeds here too. Like you're like Picard's 9-0. Yeah.
Man. No, he's 7-0.
7-0 right now, but if he were to win the next 2,
he wins
9-0.
9-0.
And then he would have, him and Jacques Plante would be the only 2 goalies ever to go undefeated in the postseason.
Okay, you want me to get the brushes out?
No.
Get some watercolors going here.
I don't want to hear. I don't even want to hear this crap.
What would need to happen is Picard wins both of those games by 2 goals or less, like Dave's saying, and let's say
1 goal
is a shutout. One has to be a shutout, right?
It'd have to be 1 shutout and I think 1 goal. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Edmonton gets goals from like Henrique and Podkolzin and Kane
and Nurse
and Nurse
Kapanen
and Kapanen and Dry and McDavid each get like 3 points total in the next 2 games. None are goals.
Dry has maybe
2 to 3 primary or secondary assists. We have another game where Dry has 0 shot attempts and is floating
and no points.
McDavid gets hurt. That's what needs to happen is McDavid needs to get hurt and bounce. Dry needs to disappear, and then Picard puts the Oilers on his back and wins it despite everything.
McDavid would get hurt. Draisaitl abducted by aliens. Edmonton still wins the next 2 games with Picard only allowing 1 goal.
Picard scores an empty netter.
Next game, Draisaitl gets injured during the next game where he has 2 secondary assists, but he doesn't play the full last game. Picard and that's the one that Picard does the shutout of. 3-1 Edmonton win tomorrow. All the goals are from the 3rd, 4th line and defensemen.
2-0.
1-0, 2-0 with the empty net. Game 6. McDavid has been out since game 5. Draisaitl leaves the game halfway through game 6.
Or
if Draisaitl's too hurt to get up and take the Conn Smythe trophy on the ice. Does Picard get it then?
He's too sore from all the game-winning goals.
So, better yet, history is made, and it's awarded to Draisaitl, but the whole team unanimously asks for it to be changed to Picard. And Ben says, "Sure."
I think. What about this? What about this? It's 3-2. Edmonton's winning, right?
Yeah.
Or sorry, 2-1. Edmonton's winning. Picard scores an empty netter to make it 3-1. Okay.
Oh,
but then gives up a goal to make it 3-2, but they win. So he scores the game-winning goal.
Undefeated in the playoffs
with a game-winning goal.
Yeah,
as a goalie.
And then what did you say the odds are?
150 to 1.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Or what if the guy who does the inscriptions on the Conn Smythe accidentally misspells Leon Draisaitl and puts Calvin Picard instead? Does he win it then?
Oh, there you go. Or he's an inside man. He took all that money on Picard, and he just said, "I'm just going to do it. I don't care."
We need connections in the NHL now to start to cash this ticket. I'm going to have to sprinkle it. I know I am. So I'm definitely going
to. I mean, I've bet dumber bets, so I don't mind throwing like $5 on it or something like that, and just
Florida in regulation last night.
Yeah, that was a dumb bet. Fucking idiot! What a stupid bet.
Oh boy!
You know it's the best though. Bet365 paid me out for that, so I made my money.
How?
Was it sweat free?
Yeah, man.
How much confidence you had in it?
There you go. All right, I guess we can get to Game 5 if we have to here. Before we do that. The top two players on the Edmonton Oilers in expected goals last night were
Perry.
No, Nugent Hopkins.
Yep.
And Podkolzin.
No.
Damn.
Podkolzin was fourth.
Wallman.
Kapanen?
Say his name. Jeff Skinner.
Yes.
Get out of here. Yep, there you go. That 365 pays out for that. Yeah, like money lines they pay out for 2-0 or 3-0 leads. I forget what it is.
But, so you cheated. You cheated to win.
I mean, I got my money back, so I'm happy.
Incredible.
I'm not hurting as bad as I could have been hurting. Let's put it that way.
I mean, my thoughts have dropped a ton. Barkov's have as well. Like Barkov's kind of gone under the radar here. We haven't talked about his Conn Smythe completely falling off a cliff.
Yeah, no, you can't. Him and Bob both. I mean, there's no way either of them.
Yeah, Bob can't get it now.
Yeah, that Jeff Skinner and Taylor. Yeah, we should have known. That's a legendary picture of Jeff on the Hurricanes. Why not? All we have up there is Bandits banners from the Indoor Lacrosse League. So throw Jeff Skinner up there too. And the French Connection.
Do the Sabres have any retired jerseys?
Get the French Connection retired.
Is Hasek up there?
I think he is. I think Ryan Miller is too.
Okay. Yeah.
French Connection. Tim Horton's up there too. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anyone. I don't know. Yaroslav Spacek. James Patrick. Yeah, go down the list. Patrick Claude's jersey's retired at a bunch of bars. It's not a jersey that's in the arena. But all right, Game 5. What are we looking at here? Do we think the Oilers can take this? Franco, let's start with you. Franco. Here, let's give us another clip. Come on, give us a Game 5 clip.
Yeah.
I mean, am I still right if Florida wins this? Like, can we still run that?
No, you said game 4. No.
I have to imagine that Florida is going to make their adjustments, right? Maurice is too good of a coach. I will say Knobloch has managed to pull some magic strings like all playoffs.
Yeah.
There were a few lineup changes earlier in the playoffs that felt very odd and questionable, and they all seemed to work. And then, obviously pulling, not that it was a crazy thing that he pulled Skinner in that game, but obviously everything changed after that.
It does take plums.
Starting Jeff Skinner last game, and so everything he's kind of done has worked so far. So we'll see if Maurice can kind of find a little bit of that magic. I would imagine there's got to be some sort of change. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if you put in Boquist or something, but I don't know. Florida has been really good on the road this playoffs. It felt like they mailed in a bunch of games against the Leafs at home, only to just come out and dominate Toronto in Toronto. So I don't want to completely write Florida off after that game. I do feel like it was pretty backbreaking. And the other thing too is you only have 2 days or a day off, as opposed to like that nice 2-day off to kind of like really reset your mind. I think that may have helped Edmonton at least a little bit going into that game last night, was that they had an extra day to kind of just let it go, essentially. Florida's going to have to get right back on it. So do I think they can win? Yes. I think they have the capability. I'm definitely not as bullish as I was going into that game last night. But I think I kind of agree with what Betsy said, where I think Florida does win this game in the sense of how the series is going to play out. And I think Edmonton will win the game in Florida, and then we're going to have game 7 in Edmonton for everything. So I think at this point it's going 7. It felt like maybe it was going to be a shorter series after that game 3, but I think now we're in for 7 games. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes now at this point.
I hate this one day turnaround. Like, you're in Florida, then you have to fly to Edmonton with 1 day off. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it should have been a 1-day layoff between the 2 games in Florida.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then a 2-day for this travel spot. I mean, this is a brutal travel spot for both teams. I don't really understand it.
Then they have 2 days off till Tuesday, and then 2 days off until Friday. Excuse me. Yeah. Betsy, are you sticking with your same sentiment before of Florida takes this one in Edmonton?
No, absolutely not. I think Edmonton's going to take this.
Pickard shutout, right?
They're just this. They have all the momentum in the world now. I think it becomes a homestand for the last 3, and I do think this goes game 7. Man, I don't know.
Any concern with Florida's depth, though? Like, we saw it kind of last year in the last few games of Florida's depth really kind of stepped up, and Edmonton's lack of really showed, and when McDavid and Dry just kind of weren't there.
No. I mean,
McDavid and Draisaitl played a ton.
They can disappear for one game again, and they'll still win 2.
Dave makes a good point there.
30 minutes last night from McDavid, 25 from Dry, and 30 from Bouchard. So just something to consider there. I think Florida was doing a lot better job of really shifting everybody. I mean, most minutes is Reinhardt at 25. Barkov's only 23. So that's, in an overtime game.
They had to do that. But.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that with the shorter rest here, travel spot,
True.
It could be a flat spot for Edmonton.
I
agree though. I agree. I think the first period, especially, Edmonton's probably going to be feeling real good.
Do any of these games go under? Like, the total is just soared over the first 4.
Game 7.
At what point do we look for an under? Game 7?
Game 7.
I mean, it would take absolute stones to take an under in this game. We have not seen any reason for this to slow down.
I guess this Game 5 may be the way to go for an under if you like really want to do that. Because of the one-day travel, like you mentioned, going to this is 3 overtime games. I mean, they practically played a full another game of hockey. I mean, they already have, actually. The first overtime almost went to 2 periods or 2 OTs. The second one did.
I didn't even look at the time on ice for the defenseman for Edmonton. It's pretty brutal with Stetcher not playing at all. He played 4 minutes. That hurts you, though, man. I mean, because these guys have already been playing a ton of minutes anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw how it happened to LA.
That's what killed the Kings, yeah.
All right, maybe Ice Cats then. Maybe Florida's tomorrow.
Would you think they're going to put Klingberg back in now? Because the fact that you couldn't even play Stetcher. Klingberg plays 17 minutes the game prior.
But you have to.
You have to, right?
You can't roll 5. I mean, the amount of overtimes game, what do we have, 3 already? Like, guys are shot. One day off.
How many minutes has Bouchard played in 4 games? It's probably like ridiculous the amount of time on ice he's had overall.
3 times as much of the shot attempts he's taking each game.
It's insane. All right, I guess any other plays on the side or total here? You guys leaning towards the over? Like,
I guess now that I've talked about this more and the one day rest and everything, I do think I kind of like the idea of Florida money line here.
Yeah.
And I think I do prefer the under then.
I do too. I think this is a game where it finally catches up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to happen eventually.
Yeah. I think this is an under game.
Both teams are going to be sluggish. It's not just that, Edmonton's down at defenseman and their stars eat up half the time, and it's Florida's depth that wins it. I think Florida's going to be tired too. I think this is going to be a game where.
Well, I mean, Florida did take off the second and third period, so maybe they're fresh.
True.
They're playing the long game.
Yeah.
Getting into player props here. Our parlays have now missed by 1 shot on goal in back-to-back games. Connor McDavid just needed, what do you need, 3 in game 3. Came up short.
2 after the first period.
Yep. And then last night, Bouchard just needed 4, needed 1 more. And he had 3 heading into the third period and came up short. Just pain.
Yeah.
It's like that, what is that Jameis Winston quote? Like, just pain everywhere.
Yep. Very well.
I mean, the shot market, too, has exploded this postseason. Obviously, OT plays a factor, but, like, we're getting 40-plus, at least 35 across on each side of game. The shot market's there. This is a game, I think, player props, like if we're expecting this narrative where it slows down in this one, I think this is a very cautious game to like kind of go with a 5-6 play card here. But that being said, we'll probably do it. So any initial leans that you're looking at, Betsky?
I am going I am going heavy on the big names in Edmonton. I am probably going to go back to the first period shots from Dry and McDavid and Bennett. And then maybe do the 2 shots for each. Even if now we're both kind of leaning that Edmonton takes this and it's an under, I'm not necessarily going to shy away from McDavid to 4 shots and maybe 2 points. It's how rare is it that he is kept off for this long? He had 1 assist last night, or did he not have any?
David?
1 assist.
Yeah,
1 assist. So he has 1 point in 2 games now?
Yes.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored in a while either, just in general. Like game.
He hasn't
5
scored
against
at the
Dallas.
Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think back.
You're looking at the points here. Yeah,
4
McDavid's got
against
0
Dallas.
goals, 6 assists. For Higgy, 1. Like Draisaitl leads with Bennett. Both have 4. So.
So I was just looking at they're offering time on ice for McDavid again. They bumped it up even more, 24-15. I kind of lean the under there.
You know who the other guy they're offering though? Matthew Tkachuk.
What's his ice time like
I
recently?
get both games went to overtime, but if we go look at games 1 and 2, he had 22-54, 22-40. Game 3 only 15-40. But last game he had 22-50.
Yeah.
He's gone over by like 5 minutes in 3 of the 4 games. Obviously, those are the games that went to OT, but why not? I have to dive into the numbers to see what in regulation, how many minutes he actually had. But I would maybe look towards him.
I could see it. I like the McDavid under. I mean, overall,
the hits market too. Evander Kane,
over too
one
much.
hit. You said you'd like the McDavid under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coming. I mean, he's coming off a 30-minute game. It's just,
on 1 day's rest. Yeah.
Yeah, on 1 day's rest. The game 3 was the last time he came off of 35 minutes, and he had 20 minutes. I mean, obviously that was the game that was crazy. But if you look back to the Dallas series, he didn't go over 24 minutes very many games overall. So he usually hovers around 23. It's all about if it goes to overtime. If you think it goes to overtime, you're not betting that at all, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we took Evander Kane hits in game 1, that hit, or game 1 or 2, game 2, and then he's missed the last 2 games. I have no desire to go back to him for hits at all. I mean, Sam Bennett's the other guy there. I'd maybe look at Bennett at 4.5. I'd have to really pull up the stats, but that might be one of Florida trying to rebound. Florida, maybe Bennett's that guy that tries to set the tone early. I don't hate that look. I'd maybe look into him in terms of the hit market. Any points, Betsky, or look at McDavid too, or no?
I'll need to peel it out a little bit, but I don't mind it. Just a lot of averages, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that Corey Perry under.
Yep.
I cannot believe that hit last night.
Yep. The new Jover.
5 goals, no Perry point.
It's got to happen sometime.
Yep.
Jeff Skinner plus 220 for a point. Mark me down.
Don't even bother.
Mark me down.
Take his goal.
But Jeff, I don't trust him. He could have something just hit off his ass or whatever. I don't know. I'd rather the 220 is a good enough price that I'll take it for a point. But I definitely will be betting Jeff Skinner in game 5. It's kind of a
again. Do
bet.
you think Edmonton shifts lines? Like Connor Brown was on the line 1. He didn't really do much.
Anything.
So you wonder what does the lineup look like for Edmonton? I understand they won, but especially with Kane taking the bad penalties, it'd be interesting to see how they line up.
I wouldn't be shocked if they switched it up.
Maybe Skinner will play on the top line.
Kapanen and Kane move them around.
Kapanen only played 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
Good reason.
So.
It's fair. Any other bets you guys are looking at you want to talk about for tomorrow?
I think I'm fine with going back to the Marchand line tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. That's my plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to.
I do like that.
At this point, you have to take line 2 and line 3 on the road. Like, I think that's just automatic. So I'll do Marchand and Lundell stack is plus 275. That one I had circled.
And yeah, as Alan's asking, I think that third line is a little bit better on the road. I feel like Bennett and Tkachuk are better in Edmonton historically, but a lot of that kind of goes back to like Flames days and whatnot. But
Bouchard better at home.
All the Edmonton Stars are much
Draisaitl
better at home.
Shots. Yeah.
I mean,
Edmonton is historically, yes.
I literally needed that
Bouchard?
Draisaitl night off to feel comfortable taking his shots last night.
Do you ladder Bouchard?
Man, I
don't know how many attempts he had.
Yesterday was going to be the day it fell. I just don't know how quickly he can recover. I mean, think of all those shot attempts he took in 3 games. But
30 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind laying off of him for a game.
8 shot
8 last night.
8 shot attempts and only 3 shots.
This is average in the series. It's got to be like 12.
12, probably.
No, like 13 and a half before, because he had 14, 14, 13. So he was down.
Yeah, I'm fine with not doing Bouchard shots tomorrow.
What's the price?
Dry and McDavid.
Back to even money? I don't know.
I'd probably go to Ryan Nugent shots. Nuge 1.5, McDavid 4. Both of them to get a point. Draisaitl 3.
What about Perry shots?
It keeps hitting.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think at 120, that's a great look. Like minus 120 Corey Perry shots. Keep it going.
It's almost like they adjusted the price the way they should have that last game for this game.
Yes.
They didn't move his price at all yesterday. His goal was like still plus 260 on a lot of books. I managed to get 300, but I mean, they were acting like he was getting first line. So,
Nate Schmidt assist. He's
again,
been so good.
Do you think there's still goals? Is really what it comes down to, right? Like, are you still going to take point props if you think this is going to be a potential under?
I want the
Barkov under
Florida third line, and then Edmonton top line with maybe Draisaitl sprinkled in.
Yeah,
Barkov under half a point plus 130. Parlayed with Jeff Skinner to get a point. That's the look. What is that?
Man. So are we back to liking Edmonton to win this?
I don't think that Florida needs Barkov to get a point to win the game. I mean, that's basically what happens. Yeah.
Who needs to win Game 5 more, Edmonton or Florida? I think it's Edmonton.
In theory, yes. But they've been good enough on the road, Edmonton. Like, what's the worst place
Florida's
to play?
been good enough on the road.
So but Florida's been so good, though. Like, I mean, versus the Canes, too. Like, they smelled blood in the water and just closed them out. Like, you're like, oh, maybe Carolina can get a second game. Right. And Florida just stepped on them.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think Edmonton needs to win Game 5.
Especially being here again, I think it like Edmonton needing this win and feeling like, okay, we got 2 shots to win it now.
Yeah.
I mean, them under pressure in Florida, if they lose tomorrow, is going to be scary because if they can't play discipline, game over.
Yeah, we've seen Edmonton kind of bounce back after a loss. Like, they've done it. But if they have to go in, win Game 6 in Florida, and then they're back home, like, they leave it all out there for Game 6, force a Game 7, I think Florida wins. I think Edmonton's best chance to win is...
If that script happens, that means Florida will have won 3 straight games in Edmonton. That's the only issue. Like that seems like a hard feat, right?
No.
They've only won 2. If they win Game 7 in Edmonton.
Yes, yeah. He's saying that they would lose Game 7 at home because
He's right.
That just in general, that seems like a hard feat to achieve, right? To win 3 games on the road in a row. I know they're not, played in a row, but
I still think Edmonton needs to win this if they want to have a chance of winning the Stanley Cup. I don't think they can win 6 and 7 back to back.
I just worry about that ice time factor. I really think that is going to hurt them going in this game.
This needs to be a depth game from Edmonton if there ever was one.
Oh, absolutely. But when have we seen it? When have we seen it?
The depth
it wasn't even last
night.
Not really. I mean, Nurse got one. I guess whatever.
Yeah.
It was still Nuge. It was still dry.
Nuge is considered depth.
No, he put up 100 points.
Not considered depth. They got 3 goals from depth, I guess. So that's
Darnell Nurse with Ekholm and Henrique, though. So even like Nurse wasn't on the ice with the big guys.
Yeah.
Colson with Nurse and Dry. Wallman, there's the other one. Wallman with Kapanen. I guess Nuge is on that. And then the overtime was Dry from Podkolzin and Ekholm. I feel like that's a depth win.
That's his line. That's his line, though. You know what I mean? Like the goal was created by Dry.
McDavid having 1 point is a depth win. Yes.
What'd you say?
Yes. I said McDavid only having 1 point is a depth win.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. That's how I'd classify it. Yeah.
Well, there you go. They already used their 1 depth win of the series, so that puts that.
I didn't know there's a limit.
There is when you're depth.
We're limiting depth games now. That's crazy.
So okay, so then bringing this all back, then that makes it very, very important for Edmonton to win this game tomorrow.
Jeff Skinner.
And I guess this is more of a reason that I am very, very comfortable going heavy on McDavid tomorrow. 2 points, 4 shots, Nuge point. That's the parlay. First period.
Nuge used up all of his points in the series last game, though.
If you're gonna trust Nuge, I would rather trust Bouchard point than Nuge point.
Okay, yeah, he was off the board last night. That's fine. Whatever.
I just worry about Nuge point because he's somehow found a way to egg like way too many times this series. I don't know how the hell he does it. It's like he should be accidentally getting points left and right.
He just got off the schneid, as you would say. Yeah. So he's ready to cruise, baby. I'll take him tomorrow and then drop him on game 6.
Or he's still banged up.
Game 6, Gallagher. No. But tomorrow, yeah, he's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine.
Reinhart goal. Take Reinhart goal again, by the way, regardless of what you think is going to happen in this game.
Why?
Goal in 2 straight. The guy is streaky as shit.
He is, yeah.
You think he's going to get 3?
Yes. Do you not remember, like, during the regular season when he had, like, a 10-game goal streak or whatever the hell it was? It felt like every night you were betting, like, everybody was betting.
Right.
And we're like, it can't go on anymore. And Reinhart goal.
All right.
Reinhart goal.
So this is going to be a 2-3 game or 2-4.
Marchand 2 goals.
Marchand 2 shots.
Conn Smythe odds.
Parlay piece. That's yeah.
All right. So if Florida wins, we're getting a Reinhart goal, a Marchand goal, and then a defenseman. Let's say Ekblad or Jones. Let's just say it's a 3-2 game, and then Edmonton top line produces both goals. Okay. Edmonton win means we get a Reinhart goal,
goal,
or a Marchand goal, and 3 points, 3 goals from Edmonton, 2 coming from the top line, and then let's just say a Jeff Skinner for the 4th, the overtime winner, or not overtime winner, the game winner, the empty netter. He won't be out there for an empty net. What am I talking about? Henrique. So we get 2 points from the top line, and then a Henrique goal. 3-1. Edmonton.
I like it.
Or a 4-2 Florida win.
McDavid 5 shots. McDavid 5 shots. Jeff Skinner 3 plus 850.
Cool, fun.
That's a long shot. Yeah. All right. Any other picks before we wrap up?
No, I'm definitely riding the first period shots from both Draisaitl and McDavid tomorrow, though.
Yes. Yep.
And maybe adding the. I probably will just run it as Bennett and McDavid with 2 shots, and maybe Draisaitl too.
Even throwing Bouchard too.
Those guys had 2 shots, and then the first period shots from McDavid and Dry, or maybe McDavid and Bennett. We'll see. So there's some combination of that 5 should get me around plus 300, and I will be happy.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, Franco, any other bets before we wrap up?
No, I think we pretty much cover everything. I'm definitely doing the third line though, full stack, and the Marchand and Lundell point to shorten it. But going back to that, because I feel like on the road you have to do it.
Yep.
I like it.
After a quiet night, I'm ready. Well, I guess Lundell scored, huh?
Yeah.
All right, before we go, be sure to check us out on the Odd Shoppers Tales Network. We are 6-2 the Stanley Cup Finals. We will have our plays posted for Game 5 tomorrow morning, so be sure to check those out. You can use promo code PUCKS for 50% off your first month. Thank you to DraftKings as well. And yeah, we will have our parlay of the night out tomorrow sometime during the day, so be sure to stay tuned for that, as well as all of our cards. But once more, we appreciate you guys for tuning in with us on this Friday, and we will talk to you guys next week. See ya.